Hey guys, we're back. Before I get started on the meatloaf, I wanted to show you the bread. So I'm going to wait until some people get on here, and we're going to get going with making meatloaf. And we're going to cut into this bread. So let's wait a little bit till everyone gets on here, and we're going to get going, and we're going to make meatloaf. I like meatloaf. I like my meatloaf. I don't like gummy meatloaf. No gummy meatloaf. So it's getting sunnier here. It's nice. For a minute I thought it was going to rain. It got really dark. But that fire from last night is still going. And it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we started it at 9 last night? No, I lied. Like 7. So we're going to wait, and we're going to get going on the meatloaf in a few minutes. I got our bread out of the oven, so I also want to show you that too. We'll give it some time. Give it some time, because we get some latecomers in the middle of our videos. So we're just going to wait a few more minutes. See our bread. I got the bread out. Actually came out pretty nice. Alright, we have some people. Before we start the meatloaf, I'm going to slice into this bread. I wonder if I can put it here so you guys can see what it looks like when I cut it. So let's see. Okay, there's your bread. Now we're gonna cut into it, and then I'll show you the pieces. There you have your keto bread, and it may be a little bit eggy, but it has a very nice texture. Came out pretty good. I like to use it for grilled cheese. It works really good for grilled cheese. And it works really good in the toaster. If you cut this and toast it, it's better. If you bake it and take a bite, you're going to think I'm crazy and you're going to say it might be eggy and it's weird. You're right. Toast it. You're going to thank me. When it's done, you want to put it in a Ziploc bag and keep it in the fridge, maybe 2 weeks, and it should be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed that bread video. You're welcome, Kimberly. I'm glad that you like them. I enjoy doing them. I always said it's my outlet, and I like to cook, and helping you guys and hearing the feedback, I enjoy that. Now, meatloaf time. Ready? I have a bowl here with 2 eggs, and I have 1.5 pounds of 80-20 ground beef. I don't like any other 85-90 turkey. No. 80-20 ground beef. So I'm going to have my 2 eggs in the bowl here. I did a little bit of pepper. I'm going to sprinkle in some basil. Here's our basil in our eggs. Sprinkle some of that in. You want a nice amount of flavor, so don't be shy. Now we're going to add in some parsley to our eggs. Now remember, we have 1.5 pounds of ground beef. If you're going to use 2 pounds, you're going to want to use 3 eggs. Parsley in there, and oregano. So you have oregano, parsley, and basil. That's going to be our seasoning, salt and pepper. Smells good. And I just cover the eggs with the seasoning. Like I said, I don't measure. Just coat the eggs. We're going to do some grated Parmesan cheese. You can use the real stuff. I use this stuff. It works just as fine. Sprinkle some of that on there. Now, we're going to add, my cap is broken, but I'm going to use it anyway. We're going to add a capful of A1 seasoning. You don't have to do this. I like to do this. So there's our capful of A1. I really should get a new cap. Okay. Now the onion, I don't like chunks of onion in my meatballs. I don't like chunks of onion when it's in cooked. Salad's okay, but not in my cooked stuff. So I get my grater, and I'm going to use the smallest option that I have on here, and I'm going to grate some onion in this. So just hold it over here. So you're kind of like, it's more the juices than pieces of onion, but I don't want to be chewing on chunks of onion. So, and you'll see, it kind of mushes up. That's what you want. Do as much or as little onion as you want. I cut an onion in half and I use half of it. So I'm going to grate a little bit more in here. Alright, that looks good. Now I'm going to get my spoon and get all this yummy goodness off of here. It is yummy. Shanice, did I say it right? That's pretty. I love my meatloaf. A lot of people love my meatloaf. So we have our onion in there now. So in our bowl, oh, the other half of the onion, put it in a pot, a small pot, and I'll show you why later. So now you have to watch till the end, because now you're going to be like, what the hell is she going to do with that onion? Keep watching. So in our bowl, we have the 2 eggs, parsley, basil, oregano, Parmesan cheese, cap full of A1. We're going to beat it up a little bit. Mix it up. Yes, you really should try this. I love this. Oh, and our onion. I forgot to say our grated onion is also in here. Okay? So you're going to have like a weird green consistency. Now, you want to add your ground beef. 1.5 pounds of 80/20 ground beef is what I'm using. Flop it in there. Takes your ring off because we're going to get dirty. Now, we're going to mix it up. Fold it in. You want to mix those 2 eggs in. You want to mix in that basil, that parsley and oregano, our grated onion, our Parmesan cheese, and our cap full of A1. Mix it up good. You don't want to play with your meat too much because then it'll get gummy. So do the fold and flip method because you want to really incorporate it in there. And everyone thinks meatloaf, ugh. I would never order meatloaf at a restaurant. I don't know. I like my own and I like my mama's. Now we need a binder. So you can use breadcrumbs normally, pork rinds. I don't like pork rinds. So what I normally use is sprinkle some almond flour, probably about 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. This time, Shari is saying don't play with your meat too much. This time I'm going to use, let me wipe my hand and I'll show you. I'm going to use that old-time low-carb bread. I'll show you the picture of it. I'm going to use this. Schmidt old-time bread. It's very good. You wouldn't even know that it's not.
I love you.
Avery loves you. That it's not real bread. It's only 6 carbs. So I get this at Acme, I get it at ShopRite, and I recently found it at Walmart. So I think more and more stores are starting to pick this up. So I'm going to use the bread as my binder. That's all the cookers, all the followers. She's riding her bike around. So now I'm going to get my bread, and I'm going to wet it just a little bit with some water. I'm going to turn the trickle on and just run it under and wring it. Go see Daddy.
No.
So we're going to do just a little bit of water here. You want it just damp and then wring it dry. So we're going to wring out our bread. So here's our wet piece of bread. And we're going to crumble it into our meat. This is going to be our binder. Try to make it small because when you have big pieces, when you go to eat your meatloaf, you're going to find big chunks of bread, which is okay, and it is going to get sticky. So, but this is going to be our binder. Another alternate, don't do this. Use pork rinds. I'm not a fan. Use some almond flour. It all works. Let me read a little bit here while I'm picking my bread. Oh, thanks. The shirt. Yeah. I forget. I think I got it from Venus. See the back? Woo. Sexy. Hi, Avery. Sharon says hi. Another thanks, my shirt, thank you. Thanks, Debbie. I like to do the videos. Sherry's making fun of me because I said don't beat your meat. Unless it's a dire situation. Oh, yeah, I have Parmesan cheese in here too. Or maybe even like a shredded cheese or shredded mozzarella. That's a good idea, Jenna. Now I'm going to fold again. I'm going to mix in my bread. And get this going. What is a low carb bread? What brand? Kara missed it. It is, wait for it, Old Time Schmidt. I'll show you again when I clean my hands. Old Time Schmidt, and it has a big 647 on the front. There's only 6 grams of carbs, and I find it at ShopRite, I find it at Acme, and recently at Walmart. So I think more and more stores are going to start to carry it. They have different flavors. Now everyone's asking about the bread. I'm going to hold on, and I'll show you this again. It's called Old Time Schmidt bread. Old Time Schmidt. All right, I think my meat is good here. My bread's all mixed in. Now let me wipe down my hands, and I'm going to show you guys the bread. I used 1 piece of bread, Tamika, and I ran it under water, literally drip it, and then squeeze that water out and pick it into your meat. So hold on, I'm going to wash my hands, and I'll show you the bread again. And I'll show you the bread. Here we go. Ready for the bread? Old Time Schmidt, 647, 6 carbs, 40 calories, 7 fiber. I used 1 slice that I dampened with the sink. I just slowly dripped it on there. It's very good. You would never know that this is not real bread. My coworkers thought I was crazy, and now they love it. So use the bread. I don't know why I get the bread wet. My mama actually does it, and I just followed her. And her meatloaf is awesome, so I do it because my mama said so. Alright, let me get our pan, and I'm going to put... No, I'm not. I lied. Before I put my meatloaf in my pan, I'm going to start the sauce. The sauce is very simple. Sugar-free ketchup. Remember that onion we put in our pot? We're going to squeeze some some ketchup in here. I would say maybe about 1/2 cup. This one's almost empty, so I have a backup. Yes, I will be posting the recipe. It'll be in the comments. So we have about 1/2 cup of ketchup. Is it made with wheat flour? I don't know. Contains wheat and soy. Is that, yeah? Yes. Wheat flour. But it's good. That's a great low carb option. Sugar-free Heinz, well, reduced sugar, I'm sorry. Reduced sugar Heinz ketchup. And again, we're making meatloaf. I used that Schmidt Old Time bread. I'll be posting pictures of that in the comments. I'll be posting the recipe in the comments. So now in our pot, we had our leftover onion, sugar-free, reduced sugar ketchup. I keep saying sugar-free, it's reduced. And I'm going to add some water in this. And I'm going to get my whisk, and I'll show you what it looks like. Whisk. You want it kind of runny. You don't want it real thick. You want a nice sauce. Some people do like a white gravy and all. I don't think that's meatloaf. I like the red one. Ketchup, water, or 1/2 onion. We're going to sprinkle in some of our basil into our sauce. That's okay, Jenna. Some basil. And some of the oregano that we put in our meatloaf. And you want it a little sweet. Who wants to eat ketchup water? So, I'm going to put in some Splenda or sweetener of your choice. Yes, that ketchup is at Walmart. It's also at Acme and ShopRite here in Jersey. So I'm going to add, I like sweet, we all know this, in my cooking. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of this to my ketchup and water and onion and oregano and basil. Hear that? That's Avery on her Polaris. And then we want to taste it. If you want it sweeter, add more. And I'm using my finger because we're eating it. And if I want to lick my spoon, I'm doing that too. Actually, it's good. Maybe a little more sweet. And then we're going to add some, where did I put the sugar? Then we're going to add some Parmesan cheese in this too. Because you want that tartness of the ketchup to go away. You may have to add a little bit more water also. You never know. You want it like tomato soup. And I actually might add a little bit more water because I want it a little thinner. There we go. So that's our sauce. So now I'm going to pour some of this in my pan and put my meatloaf on top of the sauce. And again, I'll post all of this in the comments, but I like to clean my kitchen when I am done. So when I'm done, I'll clean the kitchen and I'll put it all in the feed for you guys. I'll put it in the comments. So here's our sauce. See? Kind of like a tomato soup. Put a few spoonfuls in the bottom of the pan. Not that the meatloaf would stick, but it helps and it's yummy. So we're going to lay that in here. Now we're just going to shape our meatloaf like Mama would, right in our pan. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, I had to check something. Then, when this is in our pan, we're going to put it in the oven, 375 for an hour. My mama is watching. Hey, Mommy. I'm making meatloaf. Yes, there is Parmesan cheese in there, Cheryl. So, just going to form it like you do a meatloaf. I mean, we all know what meatloafs look like. Put it in my pan here. Now, I'm not going to cook this right now. I'm going to cook it later for dinner. I've never used sugar-free barbecue sauce, but I do have some. That's a good idea. You know what I do? Oh, look how pretty it is. What I do with the leftovers, I fry it in butter and put a fried egg on top. Oh boy, is that good. So, our meatloaf's in our pan. I'm going to put some of our sauce on top. And then when I'm ready, 375 in the oven for about an hour, depending on the size of your meat. And let's look at it. All right, Mama, yeah, come over. We are here. We'll be here all night. Here. And we can have meatloaf. You can tell me if it tastes like yours. It sure looks like yours. So, again, I'm going to put all the information in the comments. I hope you guys try it. I'm going to have the meatloaf tonight. I'm also going to stuff some peppers, Mom, so but they're going to be with cauliflower rice and the rest of the beef I have. Oh, I wanted to show the sauce I use. Somebody asked me what kind of sauce do I use for zoodles and the peppers and stuff. I'm going to grab it out of the pantry. Give me 1 second. Hey, Joey, Mom and Dad might come by. See, I use this sauce. It's Fermano's. Not for the meatloaf. I didn't use it for the meatloaf. This is a side note because I forgot. Somebody asked me what sauce I use, and I use this. And there are 4 carbs, 1 fiber, 2 sugar in a 1/4 cup. But I only use it when I do zoodles, when I do the stuffed peppers. So, let me read some questions here. Do I add bell peppers and Italian seasoning to my meatloaf? No. I did not. I used parsley, basil, and oregano. No peppers. It's a good idea, though. You could. Oh, the onion. You missed the onion. I put the onion in the pot, and then I added some reduced sugar ketchup, some Splenda, some basil, and a little bit of water. You make a nice sauce, and that's what we're putting on top of our meatloaf, Martina. Let's see. See? And that's the sauce. Some Parmesan cheese in there, too. One more time, I'm going to show you guys the bread. Everyone keeps asking about the bread. Okay, here's our bread. Old time Schmidt, 647, 6 carbs, 4 calories, 40 calories, 7 fiber. So find it at Walmart, Acme, ShopRite. Alright, so I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to put my stuff away because I like a clean kitchen. And I'm going to cook this baby later. When I'm done organizing, I'll post what I did up. No, the other half of my onion I'll use for other recipes. So we have half of it grated into our meatloaf, and the other half is in the pot to cook later with the ketchup and the water to use as our sauce. So again, I'll make sure I put all that in there. I had 65 people watching. Thank you so much. enjoy, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.